Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Ravneet. So today's video is gonna be a little bit different than the one I usually make, and I'm pretty excited because this is something which I have gone through and would like to share with you guys so that it might be of a little help to you. So today's video is about things you need to crack student visa. Well, before I start the video, I need to be sure about particular things. Number one is that this video is about student visa subclass 500, which is an Australian student visa. So the requirements might be just a little different for another country. I will be talking about the student visa, which I have applied after completing my 12th. So yeah, these were the things I need to be clear about. So let's get started. So I will be categorizing all the things that you need in 4 steps. Step number 1 is before applying. That is things you need to be sure about before applying for a student visa. Number 1 is you need to make sure which country you want to go to for study. Is it Canada or America or Europe, England, UK, Australia, New Zealand, whatever. Just you have to be sure about one country. So once you've decided the country, you should next decide the city, because there are so many universities, so you must decide which university you want to study. Next, you must check the eligibility criteria. This is very, very, very important, and I request all the students to please check the eligibility criteria. Like, this is the very first step your agents will go through. So you must check if you are eligible for the course that you're applying for. Well, I have applied for Bachelor of Commerce in Accounting. So before applying for student visa, I had to make sure that I met the eligibility criteria for the course, which was a minimum of 60% in 4 major subjects. So yeah, you have to be eligible. That is the very first step. Next thing you have to make sure before applying for a student visa is that there should be no inexplicable gap in your study. This can become questionable, of course. You have to be consistent. There should not be any kind of gap which can be questioned afterwards. These are the little things that you should make sure be not in your way, because that becomes questionable and can come in your way of achieving or getting your student visa. So next is that you must pursue relevant courses. It's not like you have done your 12th standard in commerce and then you're applying for nursing course just because it has high scope. This is completely not recommended. Again, becomes questionable, and also you might have to face problems afterwards while applying for the visa. That is why I always recommend you should definitely pursue relevant course. This is step 1, that is making sure all these things are completely normal in your case. Step number 2 is applying for a passport. You need a valid passport that is valid for at least 6 months before you're applying for your student visa. Also, if you have a passport already, you need to renew it if it's expired. Next is you have to meet the English language requirement eligibility criteria. I appeared for IELTS test. After applying for my passport, you cannot appear for this test without a valid passport. It totally depends upon you whether you want to appear for IELTS or you want to prepare for PTE or TOEFL. That totally depends upon you. You must check the university site for the same. That is, which tests are accepted in your university. Next step in the step number 2 is gather all the documents, that is the education documents, 12th certificate, 10th certificate, or your bachelor's degree if you're applying for postgraduate course. Once you're done with all of these, next you should apply to the respective university. Most of the universities accept online application form. You need to fill the form and submit it to the universities. Once you get the conditional offer letter, you have to submit SOP, that is Statement of Purpose. Now I'll explain a little bit about it. Statement of Purpose is actually a document which explains your purpose of visiting the country and selecting the particular university and the course. You need to be very particular about everything in this because students tend to exaggerate a lot. It can be a negative point, so make sure you cover everything, that is why you've selected the university, why you've selected that particular country, the course, and what will be the next step after you complete the course. Also about your living arrangements once you have arrived to the country. So these are the little things that you need to cover in your SOP. After submitting the SOP, you will receive an unconditional offer letter from the university. After receiving that, you have to pay the fees for the respective course. After payment of the fees, you will be granted, you will be given confirmation of enrollment. Your COE is kind of approval given by the university for granting you admission in their institute. Step number 3 is documents needed. Once you have been approved by the university for getting admission in their institute, you need to gather certain documents. Since I applied for student visa surplus 500, and that too after completion of my 12th class, so these were the documents that I needed to submit. These include education documents, that is your 12th class and 10th class certificate. Number 2, IELTS test report, that is your score band. Number 3, colored copy of passport, all the pages including the front and the back. In case your sponsors, that is maybe your parents or guardians, are salaried person, then they need to submit their bank statement along with their proof of their source of income. TDS certificates and ITR, that is income tax return form 16A. So these are considered as the proof for the salary of the sponsors in future. In case your parents or guardians or the sponsors are in agriculture, then they need not show these documents. Next document that is required is the bank statement for the past 6 months showing that your sponsors have enough funds to sponsor your stay. Next document required is affidavit by parents or guardians. That is, this is a kind of document which states that the parents or the guardians take the responsibility of your stay while you're staying in the country, and also stating that they have enough funds to support your stay. The 7th document that is required is confirmation of enrollment by the university. As I already told you, it's a kind of approval given by the university for your admission in their institute. The 8th document that is required is statement of purpose. Last but not the least is the overseas student health cover. This is very, very important kind of health insurance that you need to maintain while you're staying in the country. Without a legal and valid overseas student health cover, you cannot enter the country for study purpose. So this is very important to maintain while you're staying in the country. So once you gather all these documents, the final step would be to submit all these documents along with the visa application fees. You may even be called in between for a short interview questioning about your course, your university, living arrangements, visa conditions. So yeah, these were the steps you need to follow for tracking the student visa. So this was the end of this video. I hope you guys find it helpful. Let me know if you like this video by giving this a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. So I'll see you guys soon in the next video, which will be coming next week. So bye.